Hello, everyone, and happy Thursday. My name is Carl Peterson. I'm Credit Suite's content and social media lead, and you picked a really great stream to catch today. We're diving into how you can invest in new products on a budget using business credit. If you're ever wondering how to leverage business credit to expand your product line without breaking the bank, that's the big theme for today. Without breaking the bank, you're absolutely in the right place. By the way, if you're just coming in, we are live. So make sure you drop your business name in chat and where you're located, and I'll give you a shout out right here on stream. It's literally one of my favorite things about doing these weekly live streams when I get the opportunity to do it. So don't be a stranger. Make sure you drop in chat your business name, where you're located. The internet's a big place. I always say that. The internet's a big place. So it's super cool to have you here with us today. So let's go ahead and get started. So, first things first, let's talk about business credit. The not so, and if you're listening and not watching, I'm putting air quotes, the not so secret to everything I'm mentioning in today's stream all relies on using business credit. And you definitely have options when it comes to the exact type of business credit that you use, such as business credit cards, such as lines of credit, business loans. You can even use credit card stacking techniques to invest in products, right? So if you want to go that route, we have a program you have to know about. Let me get this up. Let me get this up for you. Give me 1 second here. We have a program that is called the credit line hybrid. I'm going to go ahead and throw up this QR code. Sorry, I'm running all over the place here. Right there, if you scan that QR code on screen, it will take you to the credit line hybrid that we have. You can get started with that. There's many avenues you can take when it comes to getting the financing for your business and investing, whether that's credit line hybrid, whether that's lines of credit, business loans, however you do it. There's many options. So make sure you scan that QR code or go to creditsuite.com/CLH to get started. We also have Freddie Vargas, Vargas Auto Transport LLC, coming over from YouTube. Nice to have you here, K Vargas. Nice to have you. So, listen, business credit, first and foremost, you have to know that it doesn't only help you in the short term, but it also truly shapes into a funding gift that keeps on practically giving forever. So you got to rely on business credit. And we'll definitely talk about that a little bit more in a second. Now, before we dive into the financial aspects of it all, it is absolutely crucial that you evaluate your new product ideas thoroughly, right? So market research here is key. You need to understand your target audience, their needs, and their existing competition as well. Simply just start by identifying a gap in the market or an unmet need that your new product can address. So conduct surveys, focus groups, and analyze market trends to actually gather that insight that you need. And you have to remember, a super well-researched product idea is way more likely to succeed and provide a good return on investment than one that you just may think might be a good idea. So you got to make sure that that planning is done right. Once you have a solid product idea, let me see here. Once you have a solid product idea, the next step is literally just to create a detailed budget plan. So budgeting is essential to ensure that you don't overspend and can actually manage your finances effectively. Your budget should include all of the costs, all of them, every little bit and every big one associated with the developing and the marketing and the distributing of the new product. This includes raw materials. This includes manufacturing costs and marketing expenses and any other related costs that will be involved in your new product launch. Making sure to stay realistic and thorough in this budgeting process is an absolute must do. It's always better to overestimate expenses than to be caught off guard by unexpected costs. And if you're a business owner, you know that unexpected costs are just that. They're unexpected. They come out of nowhere. So plan ahead for that as always. Now let's talk about the actual use of business credit in a situation like this. So business credit cards are great for managing everyday expenses and smaller investments. They often come with rewards and cash back, which offers, tons of benefits, whether that's trips for the family or trips for employees or whatever you're using those points for. It can be trips, it could be discounts at retail stores, whatever it may be. I follow somebody on LinkedIn who posted last week. I think it was last week, might have been 2 weeks ago, whatever. Sometime this month, posted about getting a billboard for their business in Times Square, and it was all bought with cash back rewards. And I think that is absolutely insanely cool. And it's a simple concept. The more you spend, the more you get back in points. So you can even turn around and position yourself to use cash back rewards on new investments for your business, such as a Times Square billboard. That's so cool. You just have to be in the right mindset for, that interest rate, and be very mindful of that and ensure that you can actually pay off that balance and avoid high interest rates or defaults that may unexpectedly occur down the line. Sure, you may be able to make those purchases today, but what happens in 6 months to a year when you're experiencing a random setback and now you're defaulting on a loan? This sounds so painfully obvious, right? But it's also so simple that dismissing the possibility is easy and also very, very dangerous. So you always got to make sure that you're leveraging business credit, but you're also making sure that that fits correctly into your budget planning. And with larger investments, a business line of credit or a business loan might be a little bit more suitable. So a line of credit provides flexible access to funds, allowing you to draw money as needed up to that certain limit of what you got approved for. And this can be super useful for covering those unexpected expenses or managing cash flow, especially when you go to launch a new product. So business loans, on the other hand, provide a lump sum of money, as a way of putting it, that you can repay over a fixed period of time. And that's a little bit more ideal for significant investments that require any kind of substantial upfront cost, just like investing in new products. To give you a better idea of how this works in practice, let's kind of look at like a real life example. Let's look at two of them, right? So take company A, for instance. So they used a business line of credit to fund the development of a new software product. And by carefully managing all of their expenses and leveraging the business credit, just like we've kind of touched on today, they were able to launch a product successfully and then generate significant revenue. And then that revenue can be turned around to pay off the business line of credit. Isn't that cool? Then let's take another example. For example, company B, which used a business loan to invest in new manufacturing equipment, right? So this investment increased their production capacity and also allowed them to meet growing demand, resulting in higher profits, maybe even possibly getting them ahead of their competition. With the right approach, you can absolutely achieve the same success. This isn't some sort of get rich plan or anything like that. Don't get me wrong there, but leveraging business credit to get ahead is entirely realistic and also something we see businesses do every single day. So investing in new products also comes, by the way, if you're just coming in, drop in chat your business name and where you're located. I'll give you a shout out on stream. That's one of my favorite parts of doing these. So not too late. Still time to do that. So investing in new products always comes with, of course, some kind of level of risk you need to consider as well. And it's essential to have a plan to mitigate them. So one major risk is cash flow issues. So if your new product doesn't generate what you maybe thought or hoped it would, you might struggle to actually repay your business credit line that you have open or keep up with just normal expenses that you typically have. So to manage this risk, going back to how we started all this off, you just have to make sure you have a solid budget plan in place and make sure to monitor your expenses closely too and be prepared to make adjustments as needed. And don't be afraid to make those adjustments if you think that there should be some pivoting. Anton Moore Brands New York coming over from Facebook. Nice to have you here. So another risk is market acceptance, right? So even though market research, even with thorough market research, rather, David from Fort Knoll. Sorry if I said that wrong, David. But nice to have you over here from YouTube. Even with thorough market research, there's always a chance that your new product won't resonate with your target audience. That's part of it, unfortunately. So consider a phased launch instead. David from Fort Lauderdale Realm Empire. There we go. Nice to see you, David. Nice to have you from YouTube. So consider a phased launch. So start with a smaller batch of products to test the market before committing to a larger production run or a larger marketing budget. You can literally just kind of trickle it out. And that testing should actually give you a very clear understanding into the potential supply and demand your product may actually have a place for, and not only your business, but your location, your market, your entire industry. So definitely consider a phased launch, especially if you're working on a budget. You don't want to go all in on pretty much anything with business, but especially anything new. So, and again, the very base to all this is just making sure you have good business credit. That's just the base of it, right? So if your business credit score is not where you'd like for it to be, there are some steps you can take to improve it. We have 1,000 streams, 1,000 videos, 1,000 posts on this, and we can talk about it literally all day and night. But from a very high level, very, very high level, there are some things you can do to improve it. Firstly, always pay your bills on time. That's obvious, right? You also need to make sure that you're using your business credit, right? You got to make sure that it's growing. So unlike personal credit scores and personal credit lines, the more you spend and have open, the better and faster that business credit profile will grow. So you can't just get accepted and let it sit there. You have to use it. And then that just unlocks, the more that you use it, the more that you advance to that next tier and get closer to that next tier of financing you need to get higher and easier funding. So always make sure that you actually use what you get approved for when it comes to business credit lines. And you also have to make sure that you are regularly monitoring your business credit report. And these are very high level obvious things, but you have to make sure that you're doing these top three things, right? So monitoring it will absolutely help you identify any kind of errors or discrepancies that could be affecting your score. It happens. It's not extremely common, but it's common enough to say, hey, you really need to keep an eye on this. You don't want some sort of mistake somewhere to be hindering your business. Obviously not. So always regularly check that. So let's do a little bit of a recap here. Okay. So investing in new products on a budget using business credit is entirely feasible with the right approach, which we've talked about, right? Start by thoroughly evaluating the product ideas and then create a detailed budget plan. Always and forever create detailed budget plans for anything and everything, right? And then use business credit responsibly, choosing the right type of credit for your needs and actually understanding those terms. And then also, you should always remember to manage those risks effectively and actually take the steps you need to build and maintain good business credit. But before I head out, that's a little bit of a recap of today, but I got one more thing for you. It is a free guide that we have. It is creditsuite.com/27. In just a second, a link's going to be dropped in chat. You can very easily click and go to. And it is completely free to download and read, diving into 27 different types of funding. 27. You heard that right. You might be saying, well, I thought there was only 5 or 6. No, 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 no. It is 27 different types of funding. That is creditsuite.com/27 to get to. And I'll also throw up a QR code here as well that you can just simply scan to get to. And that will give you a very detailed view into the many routes that you can actually choose to take when not only getting funding in general for your business, but also just investing in new products, exactly like we spoke about today. And with that, that is all I have for you today. But let's keep this conversation going. Make sure to like and subscribe on whatever platform you're watching on right now. If you missed any part of this live stream or you want to revisit any part of it, wait just a few seconds after I end, and you can just go back and watch the on demand video, plus all the other streams we've done to help you reach your financial goals and also have the knowledge it takes to get there. That's an important two-part step. You got to have the knowledge, but you also have to know how to get there. So I hope you all have a wonderful week.